Have you ever seen the Conor McGregor strut?
Yes.
This is what I feel like right now. Like every step feels like this. People take this for fun? Like this is a pleasurable thing? Ow, my arm! So where's the out of body part happen where I leave my body and my hurt trap is over here and I'm over there? When does that part happen?
About 2 more lines.
2 more lines? And you made that look easy.
According to YouTube guidelines shown here, videos which intend to educate are documentary by nature and do not glorify the use of drugs. Both abide by the community safety guidelines and are eligible for monetization. The following video does not glorify the use of drugs. Instead, it attempts to be non-biased while delivering vital life-saving information disguised as entertainment. We do not display graphic use. There are no scenes showcasing drug consumption, and any insinuation of use should be taken as satirical at best. Thanks, YouTube. And don't forget to visit our Patreon page after the video for extra content and behind-the-scenes footage that only our patrons get to see. I love you, motherfucker.
Welcome back to Psyched Substance. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something that has been recommended for the past 5 years. You guys have been asking me if I am going to tell ketamine stories, videos on ketamine, try ketamine, and my response has either been to just completely ignore you or to tell you that I've never tried ketamine because that's the truth. My only experience with dissociatives is by trying, well, actually, the only thing I've tried is nitrous oxide. Haven't tried DXM, haven't tried PCP or any of the analogs. So today, I'm going to be doing something that I know a lot of you guys are super excited for. I am going to be testing ketamine live with Lauren. But before we jump headfirst into the effects of ketamine, I need to give a big thank you to this video's sponsor, which is Surfshark. All of you guys watching my videos without the protection of a VPN, well, you are in trouble. You see, your internet provider doesn't care if you're in incognito mode or if you're watching these videos just on your regular ClearNet browser. Because at the end of the day, we live in a world where absolutely everything we do is spied on, listened to, watched. We have absolutely no privacy or privacy, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And that is what Surfshark will do for you. It allows you to change your location, meaning you're hidden behind one more layer of protection, making it so that you can actually be anonymous. And when you're researching these kinds of drug taboo topics, it's kind of important, well, for certain individuals at least, to stay hidden. In fact, there's certain things that you could be looking at online where you'd be really dumb not to use a VPN, regardless of how you feel about people knowing what you're looking at or not. For that reason, I think absolutely everybody should use a VPN. And it just so happens that Surfshark, this video's sponsor, has a deal where if you follow the link in the video description and use code PSYCHED, you are going to get 83% off, which is actually the best price for VPN currently in the market. And on top of that, you get 3 extra months, which is awesome. Huge thank you to Surfshark. So if you guys are watching this and you're not currently protected and you want to be anonymous, which I do suggest you'd want to be, then get yourself a VPN, follow the link. And since we're currently hiring editors to create a team, that really helps because all the money made from these sponsorships actually just gets funneled right back into the channel so I can hire more people, so I can make more videos, which ultimately is what you guys want. And the goal to get to 1 video a day would be, achievable. But these sponsored videos are only going to continue if you guys keep signing up. So if you currently don't use a VPN and you need one and you want to help the channel, check out Surfshark. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with today's video, which is something that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. And I haven't completely lost my mind at all. Oh no, this is a new hat style. And I'm also going to be testing ketamine via all of these reagents to show you guys how to safely consume ketamine. And to be clear, I do not recommend that anybody watching consumes ketamine, even though it has recently been approved. In fact, as of March 5th, 2019, a subsidiary company of Johnson & Johnson has FDA approval for S-ketamine. Now, there's 2 kinds of ketamine. There's the S and the R. It's basically the right and left-hand side of the molecule. The S-ketamine has been named Spravato, and it is the FDA-approved version of ketamine. Now you can get Spravato, which is an actual nasal spray that is used to treat depression. The world is getting real freaking crazy, man. According to Wikipedia, ketamine is a medication primarily used for starting and maintaining anesthesia, a trance-like state providing pain relief, sedation, and amnesia. Ketamine is a promising agent for pain and treatment-resistant depression. However, the antidepressant action of a single administration of ketamine wanes with time, and the effect of repeated use have not been sufficiently studied. Psychiatric side effects are frequent, as well as raised blood pressure and nausea. Liver and urinary toxicity are common among regular users of high doses of ketamine. Ketamine is an NMDA receptor antagonist, and that accounts for most of its actions except the antidepressant effect, the mechanism of which is a matter of much research and debate. In fact, my own research suggests that part of the antidepressant effect could be due to ketamine having some affinity for the opioid receptors. Another research paper states these compounds display activity, albeit with lower affinity, on a number of receptors, including opioid receptors, MORs, complicating the issue of mechanism of action. Clinical studies arguing for and against a role for MORs in the antidepressant effects of ketamine are both small, and thus larger studies will be required. Essentially, it needs more research. But part of the antidepressant effects could be due to it having some interaction with the opioid system in your brain. In case you can't tell, I'm not that knowledgeable about ketamine, which is why I'm literally reading papers for the video. I don't want to pretend to know something that I don't, versus when I make these videos about psychedelics, it's like it seems like I got all these answers or I know a lot of information, and that's because I've heavily researched psychedelics and I have barely researched ketamine. I mean, I've researched it just enough to make this video or to feel safe taking it, but not enough to sit here and pretend to be some kind of an expert on its effects or why it does this or that. No, that is not me, man. Hopefully after this experience, I know much more. Now let's take a moment to briefly explain the differences between the two types of ketamine. Just normally synthesized ketamine in its, I guess, natural form, in its organic form, would be a mixture of the two. It would be a racemic mixture, which would have 50% R-ketamine and 50% L-ketamine, or in this case, the L-ketamine would be called S-ketamine. And depending on the drug, different enantiomers are favored for different reasons. For example, when it comes to ketamine, the drug in question, people say that S-ketamine has more of a long-lasting antidepressant effect with more reliable effects. I think it has slightly more mental stimulation, and it's got less potential for hallucinatory states, which is kind of up R-ketamine's alley, which kind of makes me go, I'm a little more curious about the one that seems to sound more psychedelic. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I never tried it, but if S-ketamine has less hallucinatory potential, then wouldn't that suggest that R-ketamine is more trippy? Since I've never actually tried the two, let's check out Reddit and see what, people are saying. First dude says, racemic is best for therapeutic. It's the one they use in the clinical infusions, I'm 99% sure. S-isomer, I personally have never enjoyed it as it just fries my head too much. Whereas the racemic, I can be on it and still function and carry out my day like normal without feeling weird. And after the racemic wears off, I feel great. I was kind of interested in finding the difference between the two, but I guess there's three technically. Someone else says it depends. Me personally, I like a good batch of R any day. It is a bit more soothing and warm. The S types can be a bit intense with frequent use, but you can also mix it up. This batch was no doubt straight up R. It was spiritual in a way and very sedating. As I remember it, the effects were like a warm blanket and you could feel your entire body cell by cell relaxed. In high doses, your entire body is floating. With S-ketamine, I feel lifted, happy, and energized. It's such a mixed bag what people are saying. It seems that to get the proper antidepressant effect, you have to try all three, meaning we've got the potential for 3 videos, baby. However, in today's video, I am going to be trying just the S-ketamine, just because that's Lauren's favorite and that's the one she suggests I do, and she's going to be my sitter or my guide for this experience, so we're going to take her advice and go with S-ketamine. Even though after reading about it now, I think that I would probably like the R-ketamine a little bit more. Anyway, before we jump into the video, we got to start things off from a safety perspective, and I'm going to show you guys how to test your ketamine with these 4 essential reagents to ensure that you actually do have ketamine and it's not, well, hopefully not cut with something, but ultimately to make sure that you are taking the drug you think you're taking so you don't hurt yourself. Testing ketamine is pretty straightforward. You need these 4 reagents. The first thing you're going to do is test it with the MEC reagent. And what you are looking for is no reaction. If you see any reaction out of this at all, it means that what you got either isn't ketamine or it ain't got no ketamine in it. So assuming you have no reaction, you move on to Libermin. And with Libermin, you are looking for a reaction. You are looking for a very, very slight yellow, beigey yellow. So if you don't see a beigey yellow, or if you test it with the Libermin and you see any of these other reactions here, says our handy dandy book from Test Kit Plus, link in the video description to pick up your own kits from Test Kit Plus. But yeah, assuming we get this beigey yellow, then we move on to the next test, which is going to be Froid, where we are looking for no reaction. If we have any reaction whatsoever from the Froid, then it suggests that this is not ketamine, and then we're like, shit. You then move on to the final stage, which is testing with Mandolin, where we are looking for a red, I believe. What do we got here? Yeah. It's like a orange to red reaction. And if you get any of these other reactions, then it would suggest you don't have ketamine. Everything has to follow this order to ensure that this is in fact ketamine or that it contains ketamine. These tests don't necessarily say whether it's cut with something or not, but if you do start to see some abnormal color changes or if there's like some speckles in it, then it would suggest that your ketamine might actually be cut. Or if you see two colors changing, then yeah, what you're watching are two different compounds reacting separately, which would suggest it's cut. So these tests aren't perfect. For instance, they can't tell you how pure your substance is, but they can detect the presence of the substance, which is better than nothing. The only way to be sure, though, that you have the compound you think you have, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, is to send a sample of your drug away to a laboratory to have it professionally tested, something like Energy Control, but that costs money, and a lot of people just aren't going to take the time to do that. So these reagents are the next best thing. But anyway, I have prepared 4 little piles of our S-ketamine here. First one is going to be mech, where we want nothing. And let's get going with that. All right, guys. It's a brand new reagent here, never been opened. And in line with this potentially being ketamine, it's looking good because nothing's happened. I see no color change beyond the actual color of the reagent. So moving on to Liberman, and this is where things are going to make or break. We want the Liberman to change to this, beige yellow, and if we get any of these other reactions, then it's bad news bears and we're screwed and this video is over. Oh, and what do you know? See the little bubble fizzle? I see a little beige yellow going on in the middle. Sometimes it'll take, anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute or longer sometimes, depending on the compound, for the reaction to fully run its course. And it appears that that's what's happening here. It looks like we're seeing it slowly change a little bit more yellow. It's very hard to see because it is a very, very faint yellow, as demonstrated in our picture. We don't want to see too much yellow, otherwise it would suggest the presence of cocaine, and I don't want to be snorting no gosh darn cocaine today. So yeah, a faint yellow is what we want, and a faint yellow is actually what we are getting. That's awesome. All right, moving on to the Froid, where we are looking for no reaction. Again, if we do see any reaction, then we're screwed. We don't got ketamine. Okay, that was way too much, but whatever. I suck at this. Yep, no reaction. So far, so freaking good. That looks great. And last but not least, Mandolin, which is the star of the show. This should give us the most color that we've seen yet, and we're looking for, again, this orange to red, or even if it just turns red, then we're good. As you can see, there's not really any other compounds, at least on this limited chart. There are bigger drug charts which show a greater array of reactions than this. This is just showing the most popular, but out of the most popular ones, the only thing that kind of comes close is methylone, which I believe would have reacted differently to these other compounds. So, yeah, if we do see a red, then we can be pretty confident that there's ketamine present in this. Anyway, without further ado, let's move on to the final reagent test, which is our Mandolin. Mandalorian Mandolin starts off orange. Shit. It always starts off orange. But regardless, as you can see, we got some red going on. Instantly started going red. All right, now that we got the reagent testing out of the way, we can safely say that this, I'm pretty sure it's ketamine. The reagents have showed us that there is ketamine present. Since there wasn't anything weird going on, like anything unexpected or any specs or anything, then I think it's safe to assume that this is strictly ketamine. Now, in terms of the actual purity, like whether there's impurities from the synthesis, it's impossible to tell with these reactions. Anyway, now that we got this safety part of the video out of the way, let's move on to what all you guys have been looking for and anticipating for years. My very first time trying ketamine. Oh boy, wish me luck. So, look at these crystals.
Fancy.
And then here we have 2 lines of ketamine.
I've heard ketamine called indica cocaine before.
If you really look at it though, this does look a little different than cocaine.
It is cocaine.
Like the consistency looks a little different. Like cocaine doesn't come in a crystal. It comes
it's
in
like
like
a waxy powder almost.
Yeah, this looks more shimmery. Oh boy, I'm ready. How do you feel?
Ready as I'll ever be. Got the cat ears on.
Oh boy, wish me luck. All right, now that we've got all of the science-y testing stuff out of the way, we're on to the actual experience, guys. This has been requested for over 5 years. Since I started the mother effing channel, people have been like, Adam, when are you going to cover ketamine? And I'm always like, well, I've never actually tried ketamine. Well, today's the day this all changes with my guide over here. With her cat ears on, we've got Lauren, who is going to take me through the trials and tribulations of my first ever ketamine experience.
Are you ready?
No.
I think you're ready. You're gonna be great.
Yeah, I guess
This is
so.
a walk in the park for you.
Say it's too intense. Lauren says what you do is eat some sugar. And I'm going to cover the science on this more later, but let's hear the bro science first.
Bro science is that ketamine interacts with the same receptors in your brain that sugar does. So when you take the sugar, it basically bumps the ketamine out of that receptor in your brain.
Okay.
So that's the bro science version. And it is extremely effective.
So like if you're having a K-hole, you eat
Yeah.
sugar, but
Yeah.
how could you eat if you're having a K-hole?
I've given like soda to people that are having a bad time, and that
What does a bad time look like?
it's going to be like kind of catatonic, like not really responsive, just kind of like they kind of like zone out. And I haven't really seen any like really intense physical reactions. It's more of like, someone maybe like sits down and they kind of like pass out for a little while, and then they come back and they're just like, you give them some sugar and it kind of brings you back.
But how do you know they want to be brought back?
That's a good point.
What if
Well,
they're enjoying-
communicating with the people that are around you before you take the drugs, I think, is really important.
So what's a K-hole feel like?
I've actually never had a full K-hole experience. I've never taken a dose
Is it
strong
visual?
enough.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
I think that it's okay. So I've heard that it's very much likened to like a near-death experience. Like sometimes people have out-of-body experiences, really common within K-hole. Like I hear a lot of people like feel like they're looking at their body from another point in the room or whatever. Very psychedelic. Probably it's very much like like a intense acid peak or something like.
So at what point does the K-hole become initiated? Is it like as soon as you snort it? Is that when you're most susceptible, or does it take a while to enter a K-hole?
I think it kind of like. Again, I've never had a K-hole
You've seen
experience.
people being in, I've seen someone being in a K-hole.
I think it usually it takes like anywhere from like 30 seconds to like maybe a couple minutes for the high to set in.
You
Am I,
cannot
like,
be so close because I
not
turn
so
the volume up.
Okay. Hi.
I appreciate it. I do. You can go close, but you don't have to. It's not going to kill it if you go close.
Yeah, no, I think that it's usually like within 30 seconds to a couple minutes of of taking it.
Oh, so it happens relatively quickly.
I think it happens relatively quickly. Yeah.
And I love that we've got straws. So she's like, I have a straw for me, and she brings this out, and I looked at her. I was like, is that mine or yours? Because I thought this was one of my paintbrush lids.
A little protector.
Yeah, apparently that's what the straw
Bristle
is.
protector.
So I have a straw too from my paintbrush. All right, we both have straws.
Have you ever snorted drugs before?
I have tried it. Yeah, I've never been a fan.
This is not my ideal consumption
Never ever
method
have I
at
enjoyed
all.
snorting it.
No.
I've had bad experiences snorting things because it like came on so strong. Like I tried snorting 2CB and that was just
Ooh,
too much.
that sounds intense.
Yeah.
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 I've tried snorting M before, which I really don't get anything from. I had to take it. Because I've been told, like, I thought I'd give it a shot. It's also not recommended to snort M because it's bad for your mucous membranes and stuff. But
I think snorting anything is bad for your mucous membranes.
For sure.
And I've snorted coke. I've tried cocaine handfuls of times when I was younger. I have a whole video about that. I didn't like it. I don't know if it has to do with ADHD, but I never actually got those euphoric effects. And you could argue maybe I didn't have good coke, but no, I mean, I tried it different batches. We actually went really far one time to get what the guy who my friend who was an ex-coke dealer, he literally was an ex-coke dealer, said it was really good shit. So I'm going to trust him. And I was just like, yeah, this is just whatever.
I think you're definitely a more psychedelic guy. I think that you're going to enjoy ketamine more than cocaine.
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Cocaine was like, there was nothing enjoyable.
I've never
me.
done it. It doesn't seem
You've
like
never
my
tried
thing.
it?
No, it doesn't seem like my thing.
It just wasn't enjoyable.
No, I've seen
Like
people
I got
on it.
more
just-
effects
yeah.
from when I was taking amphetamines. I actually felt more euphoria
Yeah.
from the amphetamines than I did from the cocaine, which is weird, but that is the case. So to keep this scientific, we are going to be testing our resting heart rate, and we are going to test our resting heart rate and our blood pressure during the experience so that we can measure measure the changes. Let's keep this sciencey,
Sciencey.
right? Science.
Science.
Yeah, and my watch, just because I've got this fancy doodad, is always measuring my resting heart rate. Anything else you want to talk about before let's talk about if I'm nervous. Am I nervous? Never ever trying a dissociative before, besides, nitrous oxide, which is like, I mean, it doesn't really count. Something like DXM, is that what it's called?
I don't know, but rest
DMX.
in peace, DMX.
What's that?
I said rest in peace, DMX.
Yeah, so I was thinking I said DMX in my head. So I've never tried DXM, the cough syrup. I have never, I've never robo-tripped. I have never tried PCP, phencyclidine. Never tried that one.
PCP's bath salts, right?
No, bath salts is cathinones.
Oh.
So this is legitimately minus nitrous, my first true dissociative experience, and first time ever trying ketamine, and we're trying S-ketamine. So take me through the process. What do? We plug one nose,
Plug one nostril, and I try to breathe naturally, not like a.
So I'll watch you do
sharp
it
inhale.
first,
Okay.
and then I'll do it after, so I get an idea of what I'm supposed to do. Because the last time I did snort something would have been, we're talking over 6-7 years ago. Over.
I'm so glad my mother loves me unconditionally. Okay.
This is gonna be weird, guys. Honestly, this is gonna be weird. I have no idea what to expect. None.
It's gonna be
sometimes
weird for
you have
sure.
these notions of, you have expectations of, just keep in mind also, it's late. I've been up since 2 or 3 a.m. I've been up since 2 a.m. and it is currently almost 9 p.m. And usually I'm in bed right now. I've been waking up really early to get work done, and then I pass out with my kids. So normally I would be asleep at this point.
No.
So right now I'm kind of operating in that not enough sleep mode.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, but this is the only time we could do this. And as I reach this state, my internal lexicon reaches abysmal levels. I cannot explain things anymore. I can't pull the words out. I can't do much of anything. I'm not articulate in the least bit right now because I'm so freaking exhausted. So if I look really grumpy, it's because I am feeling grumpy. I'm tired. So I'm also just curious how this is going to alter my mood. You're going to see how my mood goes from this exhausted, grumpy, I just want to go to sleep Adam to like, maybe I want to party. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm just putting that out there because I want to be as transparent as possible going into this, so you guys know this isn't like me and my best, you know, I'm not like well rested here. So this is not the ideal time to ever be consuming anything.
No.
But
Safety first.
like, this is the only time that I had to do the darn video. So it's like, you got to work with what you got sometimes. This is what we got. So, I mean, it's not going to kill me.
I'm here to balance it out.
It's not gonna kill me. I'm just saying I'm tired. So, yeah.
Pass me the Tiger Balm, please. So this was just something that I figured out on my own because this is wook science to me. What they call wook science. You call bro science.
Define this wook. You mean woke? What's wook?
No, wook. I feel like there's different interpretations of wook. Some people feel like, I think they use it in more of like a negative way to describe like just like hippies that do drugs at festivals, but like I think that there's more to it. I think that there's an endearing side to wook nature.
You're saying you embrace
Wookism.
your inner wook, like you want to be a wook?
I don't think I want to be. I think I inevitably
I don't even know
am
what wooks
to
are.
some degree. See,
So you're a wook. Okay.
We've had me and my
I thought
friends.
you were a
have
hippie.
I don't know what the definitions are these days.
So go with whatever days you find the most relevance towards.
I'm a Lauren.
There you go. Beautiful.
And I like to put Tiger Balm in my nose.
Well, there is a cat on the picture on
Wow,
the
how
cover.
appropriate.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I put like just a little bit around. Okay, it's going to burn, but if you're doing ketamine right after, it actually helps keep your nasal passage clear.
And as you can tell, I've got some allergies going on right now. That's why I'm not sick. What you're hearing is allergies. I'm heavily allergic to pollen.
It is definitely springtime out there. Spring and summer, the plants are popping.
My eye, like, no, I'm not, like, for real. My eyes are actually, do they look red? Because
They are a
they're
little
very
red.
watery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm experiencing some pretty nasty allergies. Let's see if the ketamine alleviates my allergy symptoms.
It'll alleviate your worry about them. Okay. All right. Just that. Yeah. Mine. Why does my line look? Mine looks bigger than yours.
You don't say.
I
I don't know if
We
the
know
camera can see.
True.
I don't know if you guys can see, but I've zoomed in on my celly. This is the lines that we gonna be snorting. Real quick, I have no idea how I missed telling you guys what the dose is. According to Psychonaut Wiki, an average dose is 30 to 75 milligrams when taking it, you know. And we are consuming exactly 63 milligrams. So still in the normal range, but definitely at the high end of normal. Didn't want to take any chances and accidentally dose too low, but didn't want to push things, so I think we picked a pretty good level. Anyway, let's jump back to the video. Going straight down the nasal cavity. They will be insufflated. Insufflated. We are practicing insufflation.
Just gotta get that word out.
Are you ready to insufflate?
Insufflation.
Do.
Begin. Oh my god. Okay.
Just diving right in. Here goes Lauren. And you made that look easy. You're supposed to just go all in one smooth motion like that? You don't take a sniff,
I was
take a
trying
break.
to do it nice for the camera.
No, I'm just joking.
A little tear.
Okay, well, she
I did it.
did it. I guess
Come along for the ride.
you look good. Your eyes are watering. Great.
Yeah,
Great.
it
This
gets
is what I have to
red.
look forward to.
Gets the optic nerve going there.
Okay, my heart is racing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you're nervous.
I'm more so nervous just for the act of snorting. Let's let the mic catch all of these great detail sounds.
Just breathe it normal. And then
Nope. My straw is smaller.
oh, you did it. Yep. It's gonna be bitter.
Jesus, that burns.
It's a little spicy.
I can already. It went straight to the back of my throat immediately.
I find the S burns a little bit more than the R. You'll see when you do that.
Like it immediately shot right back there. Is that supposed to happen?
Uh-huh.
It burns as if I have a bloody f***ing nose right now. That's what it feels like. And it's instantly like clogged.
Yeah, that's the Tiger Balm is good for that.
Instantly clogged. The mix of that and the Tiger Balm is nasty. How do you guys do that?
I don't think a lot of people know about the Tiger Balm. That's something I do.
Tiger Balm aside, how do you guys snort that? Like, no problem. That was... I wouldn't want to do that again. Hell
You get
no.
used to it.
I don't want to get used to that. Oh, I can taste it already. Ooh.
Everybody says that.
How come I can taste it already? Sure my nose isn't bleeding?
Yeah. I had the same feeling when I first did it too. It was terrible.
So what am I supposed to feel?
It'll start to set on.
Yeah, no, but what are we supposed to feel?
Feel kind of glowy. Feels weird.
Feels weird, huh? I feel weird every day.
I feel like that might not have been enough for you to like.
That was a big
Trip on
looking
it.
freaking line, man. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna breathe.
Let it go first. Yeah. Adam is not enjoying the physical effects of this so far.
No, like top 5 worst physical feelings so far.
Really?
I hate that feeling.
Oh,
Like some people really enjoy snorting stuff. Ugh.
I don't know how
You've
that
seen
could
me
be
like crunch it up.
enjoyable.
You've seen me crunch up M and like dissolve it under my tongue. I don't mind that. I don't mind the taste, but that, see, I can deal with nasty tastes. I'm kind of like a backwards guy though. Like things that really appall some people, I'm cool with.
Yeah.
And stuff that other people are cool with, I'm like, get that
No.
out of my face.
Sorry for sniffing in the microphone.
That's okay. Oh, I can taste it so much. It's like I almost have to cough.
Yeah. It's good to like if you're really put off by it to just like hork it out.
So how long until like the weird physical feelings pass?
Like just the
Like the tasting it in your throat.
you just kind of get used to it.
Can I blow my nose or is that gonna, am I gonna lose it?
I would give a good sniff and like try to get it as
Cause like all I could taste is the
face
crystals.
Take a deep inhale. Did that help?
I don't know.
If you like press right here, it opens up your nasal passage, and you like do a sharp inhale, and it'll help it pull back. Push down there pretty hard.
You know what? The stuffy nose is going away.
Yeah. I think you're gonna need to do more, just to get a proper like high effect from it. You've got to have like, I'm somewhat not surprised though.
What? I feel something. I'm just totally like enamored with the taste.
Oh yeah,
That's all. Like I'm not commenting on how I feel because I'm too
Okay.
busy like
the taste is overwhelming.
Yeah, once this taste wears down, I'll comment on how I feel. Ugh. It's slowly starting to fade. Man, that is an intense effect. By effect, I mean like the whole experience of the burning and the I probably sound like a baby right now, but I hate that.
No. It's not pleasant. I think if you like it, you're doing it too much.
Fair point. Fair point. Well, I'm starting to feel a little wonky.
Yeah, there you go.
So I don't really know how to describe this beyond like I keep going back to the taste because it's so overpowering.
You learn to sort of let it just drip into the back of your throat.
I just want to taste some sugar without eating this.
Oh, you see, he's gonna kill his high.
I didn't eat it. Look, I'm just trying to get the taste out of my mouth.
Yeah, but you got the sugar is still in your body. It's
What?
gonna affect your high.
Licking a date is going to affect the high?
Yeah. This is why things actually, you were totally bang on with the flavored sparkling water, because it doesn't have any sugar in it, but it helps wash away that like
Wasn't working.
pharmaceutical taste.
Ooh, so I feel very dizzy right now.
But it's kind of a pleasant dizzy. Or for you, how you feel? Is it pleasant for you?
How do you feel? See, you just did this yesterday. Like, you're like a ketamine pro. Do you remember your first time?
Yes, I do remember my first time. Should I tell the tale?
Well, yeah, it's hell, but save it. Let's just let's try to document like the real effects,
Yeah.
and then we'll tell stories.
Okay. Current effects. I feel a pleasant pressure in the front of my head. It feels slightly psychedelic. My vision is definitely a little bit like, I don't know, what do you say, like delayed, kind of. Things feel like a little, like moving a little bit slow around me, like.
Yeah, if I can get over that, like the horrible drips that keep happening,
Yeah.
I can agree. It's like everything's slowed down.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like you. I guess you can't tell, but I'm feeling very strong effects.
Yeah.
Like
It's,
yeah,
it
the
feels
effects are
good.
very strong.
I think we did a good amount. I just have to set in a bit.
It just feels weird though. Like I don't really know how to
That is often
explain it.
That is often the case.
like there is a delay. Like when I move my eyes like this, I feel like there's a bit of a delay from my eyes going down to up.
Yeah.
But in terms of my mental faculties, they all feel pretty fine. It's more so my body that feels weird.
For me, it's a feels good in the muscles. Like it feels relaxing. For sure. Like I feel less tension in my neck. and
Yes,
shoulders.
please guide me into a good space. Let's see. Relaxing.
I mean that's for me. I feel like chilled out. No, I was in a pretty good space. I was in a great space before we did this, so I wasn't like
See,
counteracting any.
I don't know what to think. This is a funny one.
I
These
know.
drugs are weird, man. I actually right now do not know what to think. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to like this feeling. I don't know.
This is interesting. That's kind of how I feel about ketamine too.
I hate the drip, but like
Yeah.
come on, drip end. Does this dripping thing end?
Oh, it definitely ends.
Yeah, I think I would dissolve it under my tongue if I were to do it again, or take it orally.
Wild.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I would not do that snorting thing again. Like, I don't know if you could pay me to do that snorting thing again. That was freaking awful. Or even you can plug it. You could do it rectally. Rectal administration. You just put it in a little, what's that thing called?
A boofer?
Brains. It's called boofing, yeah. But you put it in a syringe.
They should have a thing called a boofer.
I would do it that way. I would rather.
I've never done it before. I just love the word.
You've never boofed?
I've never boofed. I just think it's.
I would rather boof ketamine than snort ketamine ever again. Woo, I'm starting to get wobbly.
Find out, report on like the crystal structure, because like that's the thing.
So how long do these wobbles last?
Well, the wobble's the fun part.
Yes, please dictate to me what the fun part should be. I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud, but this doesn't feel good.
Well, honestly, under the lights that we're in right now, ketamine is really nice. Like at a, like, you know, when there's music and there's nice lighting.
Let's simulate a good environment.
Yes, let's
do that. Let's simulate a good environment. We have to keep this sciencey though. So I'm gonna grab a speak. Oh, let's see what walking's like. Okay. So what we're gonna do now
walk
is we're gonna simulate a nice environment while keeping it scientific. This is my mood right now, by the way. I feel like this. Like, hold the phone. Everyone has to stop. Oh boy, that's what I look like. I'm face cameraing myself. Okay. I need to try walking. Oh. Movement is strange, huh?
It is strange. Oh yeah, you get the wibble
Just
wobbles.
the very fact that I'm a human and I can move is weird.
Oh, Adam's first ketamine.
So I feel like I'm kind of in my legs, but I'm not in my legs. It kind of feels like there's a lot of pressure in my hamstrings with each step. Like there's an accentuated amount of pressure in the hamstrings. Why? Why am I hamstring walking? Am I hamstringing? Oh no, I'm gonna fall. This is, you know, have you ever seen the Conor McGregor strut?
Yes.
This is what I feel like right now. Like every step feels like this. What a strange compound. People take this for fun? Like this is a pleasurable thing? Now I'm doing the Ginyu force.
I love what you're doing right now. You need to be at a rave.
Ow, my arm!
Probably not.
No, I just worked out and everything is so tense.
Oh my god, I'll help you with that later.
Ow, ow, ow. I hurt my trap. So where's the out-of-body part happen where I leave my body and my hurt trap is over here and I'm over there? When does that part happen?
About 2 more lines.
2 more lines? We took a pretty good dose.
We did do a good dose.
See, when I go to lean and I do this, I feel like I'm just going to keep
going,
yeah.
Oh, I found stickers in my pocket.
So you're not in the camera right now. You need to be being documented. Ugh. Ow, fucking shit, man. Where's that tiger bomb?
It says multiple purposes.
What do you think I have it for? Can you please apply to my shoulder?
I shall apply. Here, unbutton your shirt.
No, it's cool.
Okay.
Right there, trapezius. Thank you. I can't believe I pulled my trap just trying to be a Ginyu character. Do you know who the Ginyu Force is? Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Captain Ginyu was fucking lame though. Yo, dog, this is fading already.
Yeah.
We need to get that music. Come on, let's get that music going. Voila. I feel cold. Okay, so once Lauren sits down, we are going to initiate the music test. And Lauren's looking absolutely insane to me right now.
As always.
Why do you look so crazy?
It's the coat.
Ah, the coat. It just brings back the memories of the M. These are cool stickers, man.
You like them?
Yeah.
It's my first sticker run. They came out pretty good.
I feel so stiff. Is that normal? Like, are you supposed to feel like a robot on this?
After taking any drugs, I always end up feeling stiff. I think it's just like stay extra hydrated.
Maybe it's just my injury is stiffening me. Tried to recreate.
I just moved quickly.
Okay, now that Lauren has joined us in our endeavor to capture the effects of this elusive compound, we're gonna try some music. It's hard to like. I am being silly, but it's because like the compound is making me want to be silly.
Yeah.
You know?
Silly
Like
wibbles.
that's why I'm being silly. I'm not being silly to like exaggerate effects. Like I feel like it kind of feels like I've been put in a very silly mood
Yeah.
where everything's just kind of like wonky donkey. Like moving feels very strange, but I can still feel pain because that hurt a lot. Just like the. So far, I'm experiencing lots of pain. I don't think this drug's for me.
You weren't set up with the you didn't have like the best base going in.
I'm just
Set
making
and
jokes.
setting.
I'm honestly just making jokes.
Set and setting.
Now, whatever we play is going to be copyrighted, so I can't play anything. Shit.
But I think you're gonna be bored.
Bored?
Yeah, you should do a whippet.
Do a what?
A whippet.
Lauren is requesting we combine substances. Not on my watch.
You know I'm going to smoke weed after this.
Psych substance does not support or condone the use of combination substances.
No, that is for everybody.
Only one substance taken at one time to uphold the most safety. Safety protocols must be kept at all times. You know what's weird about this drug? It hasn't like hit me to the point where my camera act dies. Like when I take acid, the camera act is gone. Like can't find them even if I'm looking.
Yeah.
Right now, I almost feel like my camera act has been strengthened.
Yep.
Isn't that weird? Is that a normal effect?
Ketamine gets you in a flow.
Like I feel faker than last time.
Really?
Yeah.
I do too.
Like I feel really phony right now. Like I feel like I could put on like this really I'm being stupid act and really sell it. When normally I don't even try to like
maybe you
try
should
to do
the R.
anything. Yeah. By phony I mean like I feel like I am the camera Adam.
That's interesting.
Right now I am YouTube Adam. I have completely encompassed the YouTube voice is growing. The voice is getting bigger. Oh my God, I'm emphasizing absolutely everything.
Intensifies.
Can you put on like a pretend act when you're filming stuff?
I mean, I could, but I would have to really, like, I would have to think about it and then commit to it before. I'm bad at, like, coming up with, like,
See, I think because I was
committing
like,
to a character.
so you can't do character acting?
I think I
Can
can.
you do improv acting?
Oh, I think I can.
I think the fact that I have
Once
to
I
keep
start
leaning
thinking
into talk
about it,
is
yeah.
what's really, I think honestly, what's keeping me in the character is this. I have to keep doing this.
Right?
And every time I do this, I'm reminded that I'm filming a video. And then I go into like this, I get deadlocked in this, like, I'm in
hard-
camera mode.
it's hard to be as natural.
I feel that's the word I'm looking for. I feel very unnatural right now. And like I feel like I'm probably coming across as super fake, but this is actually like this is me being genuine in this moment.
Yeah.
Looks like this. What a weird compound.
It's definitely
Like I feel like I can't be genuine.
when you're around people, it's actually surprisingly a fairly social drug.
I can see why, because it puts everybody in their fake persona.
But it does. I disagree. I disagree.
Please, I love
Wait,
I love arguments.
In the in social
Debates.
In social setting, I feel like it helps to melt barriers. I think you would have to experience it in a social
yeah,
setting.
I can't really say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something I have no insight into. So don't listen to me saying this stuff and think like, oh, Adam says this, so it must be true. No. I'm just actually spouting complete bullshit right now. I'm literally saying whatever pops in my head.
I definitely get an increased sense of unity and empathy and compassion with ketamine.
I actually keep forgetting that you took anything. You seem pretty normal.
I've done this before.
Ah. If I wanted to pretend to be normal, I could, but what fun would that be?
Exactly. I feel like I don't know, lately I've been just in my head more in general. So more like my ketamine experience feels more internalized, I guess. I don't know.
But didn't you just do some yesterday to test this stuff?
Yeah, very small bit though. I did do
But
a
still,
lot.
like if I had just done a drug yesterday,
Yeah.
and then you do it again the next day, it is you have expectations and you kind of know what you're getting into. Like you know if the water is warm or cold ahead of time. You're not just jumping in blindfolded. Someone didn't like tie your feet and hands and throw you in. You're like, oh my God, can I sink or swim? For me, that's what I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm like someone's tied my hands to feet together and they've shoved firecrackers up my fucking nose, and now here we are. Let's see how we can enjoy the ride. Like this is where I'm at, and I'm cruising, baby. I'm cruising. This is interesting.
How do you feel now though? It's not like, is it bad or is
I don't know.
overall-
I at no point have I felt bad
Yeah.
except for the burning thing.
the burning, yeah. Oh yeah.
I honestly,
not
like,
pleasant.
no exaggeration, do not want to repeat that. I will let it dissolve under my tongue. I'd like hold it in my nose and rub it around.
Yeah.
I'd rub it up my asshole, but I do not want to snort that again. That's disgusting.
I definitely felt that the first time I did it, and then I did it again, and it was easier.
I won't be doing it again.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And you know what? I actually think it hits you harder when you boof it.
Right.
I actually feel like I've got a talk flow going on.
Yeah.
Talking feels a little bit easier, a tiny bit.
I find that ketamine increases flow.
And we are in like a very restricted environment. People always comment, Adam, why don't you have more fun with the videos? We're doing science shit, man. We could film this, say, sitting on a couch. But then if I'm filming this on a couch and I'm chilling, then it's literally just two people doing drugs.
It's true.
That's not what I'm about. We're actually documenting effects in a blood
Somewhat
test.
controlled
Let's check
environment.
let's check our vitals quick.
Alright.
Yeah, we're trying to keep this scientific so I can document these effects for all you people so that you don't have to take the drugs. Let me take these terrifying drugs for you, then you don't have to. It's kind of high, 140 over 70. Make sure I got that right. Interesting results. My heart rate isn't really up that much, though. It's only at 58 beats per minute. Let's try one second time, and then we'll do yours. How do you feel? Are you back to baseline?
Not 100%, but close-ish.
121 over 79 with a pulse of 66 beats per minute. That's pretty normal looking stats. Nothing's really changed. You know why I'm having trouble with this? Because everything feels so different right now.
118 over 78. Is
Pulse
that
of 74. Yeah, everything's looking
good?
pretty
It's
normal.
normal.
Okay. How do you feel?
I feel good. Let's do it again.
So what is like the normal culture like with this? You keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, so what we just did would be like one bump, and then now like what comes next in a normal instance?
Okay, for me, usually what I like to do is I have my bump. I wait about, this is nothing specific, but just in general by how I feel. It's usually around 15-20 minutes, and I like to have smoke a spliff
Gotcha.
if I'm at a party, like if this is the thing that I'm doing. But I generally, I think the culture, people are usually like redosing for sure.
So I'm finally not feeling that nasty taste, which is great. I still have like, how's the moving feel? It's almost back to normal. Yeah, that's like hard and fast, eh?
Yeah. It's good for dancing,
Yeah, that was weird, man.
like wobble dancing.
What a weird experience.
It is a weird.
That just like came on really fast and hard, and now it's just left me going like I feel a little need something to drink. I still feel a little off, but I feel pretty normal. But it's like it's a glow, right? There's like this residual little glow.
Totally, yeah.
I haven't been timing it, which is unlike me. And it's probably because I was just so blasted with the taste. I didn't even think to time it. So I'll look back in the clock after and see how long we've actually been doing this for. It's been 50 minutes, 45, and we're basically back.
I would like you to try a dose where you lose perception of time. That's fun.
Can you do it without snorting? I mean, I'm sure you could.
I am sure you would be the one to find out. I don't think I want to put it in my mouth.
No? I would
No.
have no problem putting that in my mouth.
Yeah. No. Everybody remembers my face last time we ate drugs.
I'm going to go take a shit and get something else to drink, and you're going to roll a spliff.
I am.
And yeah, we'll come back in like, I don't know, an hour and update you guys on how we feel. That was really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want quick and easy psychedelic experience.
It was trippy,
Is
but it wasn't psychedelic.
not
It was
quite
weird.
Higher doses, more psychedelic for sure.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I was seeing like some lag.
Yeah.
It was like input lag. Like I'm
Yeah.
playing a game and like I'm hitting the A button
That's
and
what it
there's
felt
like
like.
lag before the character moves. That's what it felt like. Ugh.
That's exactly
Ugh.
what it felt like.
Let's pause. All right, it's been about 15 minutes since we stopped recording. And how are you feeling, Lauren?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling quite pretty much at my baseline now.
So either tolerance or just having experience is a real thing, because I'm like, honestly, I'm really not anywhere close to my baseline. And when the camera turns on, I'm still feeling this big urge to like up my camera persona.
I definitely think that it has something to do with the microphone.
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's try. Move the microphone out. Like actually, that's got a mic on it, so it'll pick us up. Move it right out. All right. Now let's.
Yeah, that feels better. That feels a lot less oppressive.
A lot less oppressive.
Yes.
I think you're right. I think having the mic in my face made me feel like I had to constantly.
Because it
be on
feels just
point.
like, and back to you, Rob.
Yeah, always. You're right. And Susan, what do you think of that one?
And how's the weather today? Drippy.
Yeah, filming these videos with a mic in the face is definitely a learning experience. Not going to do that one again. Me too, I feel more natural. I still feel a little
Yeah.
phony, I'm not going to lie, but I
Yeah.
feel a little bit more natural.
Because that momentum is already there, I think.
Yeah.
I think that it just creates a more natural, like,
Even like talking to
conversation
you, I'm
space.
closer. The mic is like a wall.
It is a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like staying in your little box.
Yeah, my bad. I should have taken the mics down.
That's okay, but totally learning experience.
Yeah, I mean, they do provide crystal clear audio for all of you audiophiles out there who just love to listen to these videos and not watch them. At least you guys got that. Yeah, it's all for you, baby. All for you.
ASMR. Wait. Science.
Just say science 100 times.
Science. Do you like it when I say science? I've got a bit of a lisp. I'm trying really hard.
Talk closer to the mic. Lick the mic, basically.
Science.
How are these videos not sexual?
Feels very sensual.
Yeah, it feels very sensual. When I see these ASMR videos, I'm always like, are dudes jerking off to this?
No kidding.
It's like next episode, I rub my toes on the microphone.
I see people do that. What the fuck is that? Anyway.
I don't feel normal yet, but I never feel normal.
What is normal?
But that's the
though?
thing. That like when I make these videos and I get to this point, I'm like, so am I back to baseline? The fuck is baseline?
Yeah, no kidding.
I was feeling like a grumpy mess before I started filming, so I don't want to go back to that baseline. So
Yeah,
actually,
true.
I'm feeling like my mood has been uplifted a little bit. Yeah, I definitely think my mood has been uplifted a little, but it's not the same kind of feeling like you get with amphetamines. Like when I would take amphetamines or even kratom, like I get this like I don't care about anything feeling, and that's why I feel uplifted, because I have no more worries. This is different. I'm not saying that I have worries on it, but I still feel, I don't know, I'm trying to say I still feel present The amphetamines which is weird because people say they take ketamine and it gives them like this out of body experience. They say that it makes you feel like disconnected, but I actually feel quite present.
Yeah, you didn't really get like the dissociation effect of, and you might find that more with the R, perhaps.
The R?
Yeah. It's more of a body.
Like, I feel more disassociated from like myself when I drink fucking kratom.
Yeah.
Like that puts me in like I can just like, I don't care what's going on. This I still feel very connected to thoughts. It's just in a wonky, weird way.
Yes. Definitely wonky wobbles.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this freaking crazy video. I did this for you guys. 5 years in the making. You have been asking for a ketamine video. So here you go.
I'm not surprised that you don't have an entirely conclusive ending to this because it is a very weird experience.
What's my conclusion? Once it completely wears down and I'm better able to articulate my thoughts, like after I get some sleep, I think I'll have a better explanation as to what I think.
To think on it, yeah.
Yeah, I just need to think on it. It's not like an instant, that was great, that was awful. It's more of a, that was weird.
Time to reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just weird. Honestly, it was weird. Like, I didn't get rushes of euphoria.
No, it's not. I don't think that it is a very euphoric experience. I think it's more
So
weird.
why do people get addicted to it? I don't get it. For me, like, I would have to feel pleasure to be addicted to something.
I think that depending on your like who you are underlying, I mean, but that's the thing with different drugs, right? Like, I think that
When different drugs really affect people in different ways.
yeah. So someone's choice, like, I feel like people that have more anxiety and depression would go to things more like ketamine than over cocaine. I think if you have more like if you feel like socially repressed, you might try something like cocaine that kind of like that. At least, I don't know, personality types definitely go with different drugs for sure.
But I know some people who like enjoy all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Totally.
Like they love them all.
It's like it's just a little mix of everything.
And they love to mix them all.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah, that is definitely where you get into danger territory. If you don't know yourself and if you're dosing high, I think if you dose, like, obviously this is not in the video, but like I think if you dose low, you're okay to mix as long as you know your substances are pure. If your substances are pure substances, then I think mixing at low doses is relatively safe.
So was my reaction what you expected?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of expected you to be like, I don't know what just happened there. Like, I figured you'd think it was weird, but I didn't think that you wouldn't, like, straight up not like it either.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I did anticipate you not enjoying the
snorting?
nasal portion.
my whole experience would probably take a complete could potentially take a complete 180 if it was a different route of administration. Like that whole route, just because the whole beginning of the experience was flavored with this burning, oh, this is gross feeling.
Yeah.
Like if we could bypass that, I think it might have been very different.
I think after you've done it like a couple times, you psychologically get past it for sure. Like, and then you definitely still taste the drips and the general kind of discomfort, but you definitely psychologically get over it after a few times of doing it. Yeah.
That's highly caustic shit. Like it's not that we're being weak. It is supposed to burn. That stuff is caustic. It will actually burn holes into your nasal cavities and it causes a deviated septum. Like that's an effect of caustic things.
Yeah.
It's not just like that we're interpreting it burn. Like it's literally burning.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, my nose does not like. No likey.
No likey nose. Nose no likey.
Nose no likey. Give to tongue. Give to bum. Nose no likey.
Tongue or bum.
Tongue or bum only.
That is the conclusion.
Anyway.
Tongue or bum it.
Anyway, let's pause. Take a break. All right, here we are. It is the next morning after our experience, and we're just going to update you guys on how we feel. I didn't get much sleep at all, but I feel pretty fine. Like, I don't, have any bad physical symptoms. My nose is still a little, like, there's a little swelling still going on. Like, besides the actual ROA hazards, I think it was a pretty clean experience. Not much residual negative feelings, if any. Really, I feel pretty freaking normal. I feel fine. How about you?
Good. I didn't it's interesting. I didn't feel like a lot of euphoria. It felt weird, but I feel good now.
Yeah, but you have a ton of experience with this stuff.
A ton, but I have some experience with it.
I guess our definitions of tons are different.
Yes.
But
But
I
I
think if
feel
it's something that you've done, like, over the years many times, it means like you have a lot of experience with it. I'm not saying you're an addict or by any means. Like, it's not like you're doing it every day, but you've there's no surprises. You know what's coming.
No, it's not a surprise. I mean, then again, but that's because I keep my doses like around what we were doing last night. It's average for me. So,
But on average, you redose though.
yes.
And do you have any bad effects from redosing?
Other than the nose stuff. No, I wouldn't say so. I think it's like with anything, any like consciousness altering substance that's like set and setting. So like if the set and setting changed, then maybe there.
No, I mean like the next day though. The next day.
But just
do you find a difference between when you take just one dose versus when you redose?
No.
Like, do you have more or
No.
less, or maybe positive afterglow effects?
There's
or?
there's actually probably some more afterglow with redosing because the experience is going to be a little bit stronger and prolonged. But I've never really experienced like a significant like oh, I feel really bad. It's that the feeling bad for me always comes from not getting enough sleep afterwards.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's true with a lot of compounds.
Yeah.
You think it's the drug, but it's actually literally you just didn't get enough sleep.
Didn't sleep enough, didn't eat enough,
Even
didn't
sober
drink enough water.
days, if I don't get enough sleep, I feel awful.
Yeah.
As you get older, this experience is heightened. I guess the question is, would I do it again? It's not something that I feel like a pull towards. I would do it again for research sake to try a different ROA, sublingually or the other aforementioned ones, but definitely not. I will definitely not do the snorting like a pig up my nasal cavity one again. It's freaking brutal. And I think that a lot of these people who practice these nasty, I don't want to judge you guys because I know there's a lot of you who just love putting things up your nose. There's a lot of you. I'm not trying to say this from like a judgmental standpoint, but like you really got to look at what you're doing, because if the drug can be possibly causing your mind and body harm, causing your body immediate physical harm, beyond like the chemical neurotoxicity type stuff, but physical, like, wow, inflammation, caustic, burning a hole in your nasal cavity. When you're causing that kind of harm to your body, you have to ask yourself, do you really care about you? Like, I know this is going to come off as like oh, I'm being a parent too much and I'm, really judgy, but I don't give a shit. Like, if you're hurting yourself, if the act of taking your compound is causing you physical pain, it's so masochistic. Like, I would argue, is it really worth it at that point? And is this a compound that you should be doing? Like, when there's actually like a pain threshold that you have to overcome to do the thing, you're hurting yourself on so many levels.
And here's a question though, just devil's advocate, if I may. Like, what about the emotional pain that you can go through on a psychedelic trip, but it ends up being like you working through that? Could there be an element? No.
I don't know. I think it's the drugs on their own have enough like dangers just via their effects. Why are you compounding
with
the potential
physical
harm with the physical side effect? Like, I personally don't get it. I think that you can enjoy it in a way that's not hurting your body if you want to. The only thing confidently say the only thing I was curious about with this compound was the fact that it is currently prescribed. And I've been very curious ever since learning this fact of not the actual experience itself, but how the compounding or the afterglow antidepressant effects are going to feel. So I'm really curious, like over the coming week, if I'm going to actually notice some kind of a difference in my daily mood. I find that much more fascinating than the actual like drug effects. Like the after effects are insanely interesting because how many drugs that you take have these proposed positive, long-lasting antidepressant effects that carry over once the experience has been had. Usually the experience is the positive or negative things. So this is really cool. So I'm actually like a little bit excited to see, even though I didn't do the K-hole, I'm excited to see if it's going to have some antidepressant qualities over the coming weeks, which I already said. I'm repeating myself. But yeah, that was actually a driving factor in wanting to try it. If it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have even been open to trying it because as I've gotten older, I've become pretty rigid. Yeah, so that's something I can't really comment on at the moment. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, beyond that, interesting experience. Very weird. Very, very weird. We'll see. Now that like I know what to expect, I feel like subsequent experiments are going to be a little bit easier. You're always a little like unsure and apprehensive and like your nerves are heightened your first time trying something. And now that I have experience with dissociatives, we can also move on to maybe trying some phencyclidine, or moreover, I would be doing one of the analogs because actually getting that shit, some angel dust, you basically need an angel to deliver it to you because you'd have to be blessed to find it. This shit is rare these days.
Really?
I think very rare.
I don't even know what angel dust is supposed to
PCP.
do. Oh, that's PCP. Okay.
Yeah. See, do you have a connection for PCP?
I have no idea. I hope not.
It's honestly, it's not scary. It's like ketamine. They're
Okay.
very similar experiences.
Really?
There's a
That's
lot
interesting.
there's a lot of media hype around it and propaganda.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
Like
yeah.
with anything.
So another thing that I'm really curious to try is DXM because that's also dissociative, but it has more of a serotonergic response, and it actually people report that it has very MDMA-like feelings. So DXM would be like my understanding, I have not tried it, but it's like a more euphoric version of ketamine.
I mean, yeah, like a more lovey version.
Yeah, and it's also reported to be much more psychedelic. So in Canada,
That is
actually,
interesting.
DXM powder is legal if you can find it. Yeah, if you could find a source, you would legally be able to, source it to yourself in pure form without having to deal with the dangers associated with taking it in the cough syrup formula, which thanks to dangerous additives, usually just acetaminophen. So this is why it's not advised to take the cough syrup unless you really know what's in it, because usually if you took even 3 times the suggested dose, you would theoretically be in an acetaminophen overdose, because overdose starts at like 3 to 4 grams, a gram per serving. And if you're trying to take like say 10 to 15 servings for a robo trip, you are for sure overdosing on that shit, and that is dangerous. People do land themselves in the hospital because of that. So it's one of the instances where, hey, it's great to be in Canada if you can find it. I don't know where the hell to find it, but doing a video on that would be fascinating. I don't know. We can now I feel like I've broken the ice and we can move on to these more psychedelic but not traditional psychedelic like compounds, and we can make some more safety videos, because I've really covered psychedelics and I've really like rolled over them, and I've shot the horse to the point where it's not even recognizable as a horse anymore. I think it's time to start exploring some different things, even just from a safety standpoint, so we have more of an outreach and that we can help more people who maybe just aren't interested in just tripping. And I love it, and I'm very appreciative of you for making this whole thing happen, so thank you.
You're so very welcome. I also am an artist. I channel those experiences.
She made stickers. We put her sticker up there. It's an eyeball and a fiery feather.
Oh, I like that interpretation. I mean,
A phoenix down,
It
Final
is
Fantasy.
free to be interpreted in whatever
That's the best
way.
thing about art, right? You make
Once
it
it's
and
out
then
there.
everyone interprets it how they want.
Exactly.
These videos aren't necessarily art, but people will watch this and they're going to extrapolate all kinds of crazy notions about our personalities, about what we actually felt, about whether we're being honest.
Yeah.
And then they're going to full on try to press those views, like really try to press them onto other people, and they're going to try to find some legitimacy in their opinions. And the more people who agree, the more likes they get on their comments, the better they're going to feel, and the more they're going to feel like they were right. Even though sometimes it doesn't matter how many likes your comments get, you have no idea what we're actually thinking or feeling, or if we're being genuine or not. And for all you know, this whole thing could be totally staged. Maybe we took nothing. Maybe this was all just this is all a ruse. Maybe this is all completely satirical content, and maybe we do actually care about you guys. That's why we're putting this together. Or maybe I just want to make some YouTube money, and I'm like, you know what, drugs. Let's talk about drugs. The one thing that's gonna really demonetize you and get you freaking shadow banned. But I want that YouTube money, baby. Drugs.
Let's do it the hard way.
Maybe I just love life on hard mode, and I am here to make YouTube money doing the craziest thing possible. And that's why I make these videos. I'm just a complete charlatan. I just want the money. Just give me all your bankroll. But I would argue if that was the case, I think I'd be pushing more products because I undersell. I'd have more money. Yeah, I seriously am a slacking slacker.
You could be selling out a little harder, Adam, to be honest.
Selling what?
You could be selling out a little harder.
Oh no, we need to do a trip blanket ad. We forgot. I'll throw it in later.
Next one. Bring out the pink one. When am I going to get one?
A lot of comments wanted the pink one.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. They want the pink one. The pink one's dope.
Yeah, anyway, huge thank you to Lauren for being in this video. And also a massive shout out to Surfshark for sponsoring these crazy adventures. Those guys are awesome. The shark is keeping us afloat. Fancy that, a shark keeps you afloat on these shifty waters on the YouTubes. So everybody go and sign up for Surfshark. The more of you who actually sign up to Surfshark, the more likely they are to keep sponsoring these wacky videos, and the more money I can make. And if I make some more money because I'm such a gosh darn charlatan, we can hire people. In fact, the more money I make, the more I'm going to pour back into the channel, and I would love to make this something big. And we are currently on the hunt for our next video editor. I have so many applications that I'm going through. It's nuts. Thank you guys for applying. And yeah, we're actually finally for once in the process of expanding, and it's thanks to getting sponsorships like Surfshark, where that money is literally going to pay the editor. Like, it's just, this is what you do. You make money, you put it back into the channel, and then maybe eventually I'll actually make some good money off this if I'm stopped being lazy and dumb. But yes, long-winded speech aside, thank you, Surfshark. Everybody, get the VPN. Make it so that your internet provider doesn't see what you're doing, because who wants to be watched by the man while they're watching this man and this woman be complete psychos together on camera? Yeah, and let below in the comments below, let us know if you have any questions for the show and what you would like to see next. Let me know, and let me know if you enjoyed this off the wall episode of Sight for Substances. Cheers. You're awfully quiet.
I know, you're very chatty.
I'm in my YouTube flow.
The YouTube.
Yeah, I'm in my YouTube flow.
Zozo.
It's put me in chatty Cathy state. Okay, so we will pause that, and then we have one more thing to do, and then we're done. Let me just make it a separate file.